problems or anything like that, but this is a hard, grueling match.
The grind.
Yep.
Oh, that was smart.
Emma Raducanu was all over the news 2 years ago with her career on an unbelievable upward trajectory. Everyone thought that she'll be the next big thing in the world of tennis after winning the US Open back in 2021. However, she suddenly disappeared from the spotlight and no one has heard about her for a long while. People were making all sorts of speculations, but the reality of what really happened to Emma Raducanu is going to shock you. So, let's get into it and find out the truth. For the initial years, becoming a sports star was like a dream to Emma, a dream that can never be fulfilled. She was born in 2002 in Canada, and her mother was from China while her father was from Romania. Emma's family had a very academic background, and they expected the same from her. Both her parents were in the finance sector, and they wanted Emma to get a higher education as well. When she was only 2, her parents moved to England, and this is when her love for sports started. She was playing all kinds of sports at the age of 5, including tennis. But as she grew older, her parents wanted her to focus more on her studies. This is why Emma decided to manage her tennis career with her studies and ended up passing her A-levels with flying colors. When Emma turned 13, she was fully trained to compete in tennis tournaments, and she really wanted to participate in the new ITF tournament, so her parents agreed to let her participate. She didn't just enter the tournament, but won it single-handedly. She was actually the underdog in her first tournament, but people were shocked to see her rise. She continued to win several tournaments in the under-18 category, and even won the ITF Chandigarh tennis tournament back in 2018. She hasn't looked back ever since and consecutively won countless crucial matches. Finally, in 2021, all her dreams became a reality when she won the US Open tournament and put all rumors about her performance to rest. But since then, things have been really rocky in her life.
It's a great display of aggressivity.
Emma Raducanu had the worst scare of her life at the peak of her career. She was actually being stalked by a 35-year-old delivery driver from London. It all started after she won the US Open tournament. The stalker followed her everywhere she went, and once he trekked about 23 miles just to locate her house. He then broke into Emma's house multiple times and made her feel so scared that she was even afraid in her own home. Amrit Magar, the stalker, went to Emma's house thrice, and once he left a lot of gifts and cards on the porch. He also stole some packages. On another time, he left flowers for Emma, and when he came along the third time, he actually got inside the garden and was so relaxed that he had time to decorate a whole Christmas tree with lights and all. This was the last nail in the coffin because Emma freaked out after this. She revealed that she couldn't walk outside and constantly looks over her shoulder, and now she can't even sleep in her own house because the man can barge in at any time. Her parents refused to let her go out alone, and they filed a police complaint. As a result, the police found Amrit guilty of stalking, and they issued a restraining order against him. But this incident has made Emma very paranoid, and she couldn't even sleep in her own room without worrying if someone was watching her. Even her parents are really concerned about her, and Emma's father said in court that they feel unsafe because the stalker has already entered their house in the past. So what's to guarantee that he won't attack Emma out of revenge? This is probably why Emma has disappeared from the public eye, and she's avoiding being seen. This incident has actually traumatized her, considering she's still a teenager. People think that such things could also mess with a person's game, but let's hope that's not the case with Emma. Stability is the biggest strength of any sports person, and that's something that Emma Raducanu lacked from the very beginning of her professional career. She's very bright and is actually the best at her game, but even the best ones need a little coaching at times. Since she's won the US Open, she's been wanting to stay on top, and for that she's pulling all stops. She also wasn't winning a lot of tournaments after her big win in 2021, and that's probably because Emma didn't show any faith in her coaches. People are now criticizing Emma Raducanu for being a know-it-all and for not relying on one coach who brought her this far along. As soon as she won the US Open, she said goodbye to the infamous coach Andrew Richardson. She also didn't stick around with Nigel Sears, who helped her qualify to the 4th round during her Wimbledon tournament. And not only this, she even got in touch with Torben Beltz. Torben is a mentor of superstar Angelique Kerber, and she's been heavily inspired by him. Soon, Emma hired Torben and people thought that they were going to be the best team. But it shocked everyone when Emma bid farewell to the coaching giant only within 5 months. Then, Emma went for Dmitry Tursunov, who's yet another big name in the world of coaching. She only played 15 games under his coaching and decided to change her coach again. And if you think this would be it, well, it's not. She again went on to hire Sebastian Sachs, who even coached Belinda Bencic, and Belinda ended up winning a gold medal in the Olympics in 2021. However, Emma didn't quite understand his coaching style as well, and this partnership was broken within 10 games. Reports are that coaches are now saying that being Emma's team member isn't a very reliable job, because she fires her coaches so frequently. In the last 2 years, she has changed 5 coaches, which could wreck anyone's game. A new coach would obviously implement new strategies, so Emma has to change her gameplay with every personnel change she makes. The top-tier coaches are reportedly dodging the position of Emma's coach because getting fired from a 19-year-old isn't gonna look very good on their portfolio, and it's gonna raise a huge question mark on their credibility. The experts in tennis are advising Emma to stick to her original gameplay that helped her win the US Open and not change coaches so often because it could actually have adverse effects on her game. This is probably why people are saying that since she's won the US Open tournament, her downfall has begun and she's not making the right choices these days. A lot of experts are also saying that Emma is still confused and she's just trying to figure out which way to go. So it's better if we just give her the benefit of the doubt. If this whole coaching debacle wasn't enough for Emma, a new Pandora's box is wide open. It's regarding her medical conditions, and you'll be shocked to hear what's coming next.
Oh,
Good
superb.
stuff from Raducanu, yes.
Emma has had issues with her health since the very beginning. Other than her frequent coaching changes, these issues are also a major reason for her recent downfall. In 2021, she was actually diagnosed with a virus and got really weak. This heavily affected her preps for the upcoming competitions. Then she started having blisters, not just on her hands, but also on her legs. If this wasn't enough, she started having severe cramps in the middle of matches, like what happened during the matches. This was turning into a nightmare because Emma was already going through a lot and her health wasn't making things any easier on her. But her nightmare was only just beginning, as she soon had severe pain in her ribs and back, which made it really hard for her to continue playing. Then, her most recent wrist injury made her completely unable to play tennis, so she got surgery done on her ankles, after which she would probably have to miss a whole bunch of tournaments. But according to the experts, if she takes plenty of rest, goes to a good physiotherapist, and doesn't change her coaches as often, she might have a chance at defending her title in the upcoming US Open tournament. So, Emma Raducanu hasn't been out of the public eye because of vacationing or celebrating a victory, but because she's been going through a lot lately. But her fans are sure that she'll be back with a bang in August.